Get Smart, a movie I wish had followed its own advice. But I wasn't even expecting that much from this movie, but I got even less than that.
You know what? For me, the problem with this movie is you go in, you don't expect much, and they actually give you a lot when it first starts. But then later, when they don't, when it rises to right where your expectations were. But by that time, hey, well, you made my expectations go up now, and now you're just taking stuff away.
Yeah, just yanked that carpet right from under. And it was funny because in the very first 5 minutes, we were all sitting like, hey, it's going to be good, ain't it? Look, that's funny. And then right after that, like, what happened?
That's because you got a phone call. Sorry.
My phone call was more exciting than what I saw on the screen. So that's why I took it.
But, most people might remember, or not, viewing our audience, the old show with Don Adams that this is based on, which was completely goofy, Mel Brooks produced show that was pretty much just a set of pratfalls and parodies of James Bond. And while this is definitely a movie of that, it's not really exactly the same thing either, because that Maxwell Smart was completely incompetent. If there was any real life situation, he would have been dead in about 20 seconds. They wanted to make it like, well, this is kind of like the 40-year-old virgin if he was a secret agent. He's really obsessive compulsive, or not obsessive compulsive. He's not obsessive compulsive. He's really anal retentive. This is a guy you picture. He probably hasn't been laid.
Yeah, no.
And he's not incompetent. He just overthinks things.
Yeah, and that's what we need. We need to put a retarded person in that role, and then that'll be funny right there.
I want to know who touched you guys as children. Show me on the doll where they touched you. This movie was a lot of fucking fun. I loved the show as a kid. I grew up with the show. I absolutely loved this movie. I totally get where Cyrus was going with that because I actually saw that as well, but I liked what they were doing. They didn't make him a total buffoon because we've seen that movie a million times now. This time they made him a smart guy who just makes stupid mistakes every once in a while and does it very funny.
Now, I got to say, as somebody who, unlike you test tube babies, I watched the original show first run, not even syndicated on the weekends. What I missed about this, okay, they made him smart instead of bungling all the time, which, hey, man, that was some funny bungling he used to do. I don't care what y'all say. But I just hate that they make him lovable. That's something I like to do with these characters. Like, we want the audience to love him and make him cute. And the original Maxwell Smart, besides being stupid, he was obnoxious.
All right, Winter Soldier.
I'm just saying. I mean, that's what made him fun. Is he always thought he was right, and even in the face of absolute failure, he was always trying to lie his way out of shit.
Right. No, you know what? I actually, when I said these things before, I wasn't trying to be critical. This is one of the good things about the movie, is that they did, because you know what? I don't want to watch 2 hours of pratfalls full of some jackass. I don't want to see that. That's what Austin Powers movies are for
True.
people who like that sort of crap.
Now,
this is actually better than that. But, that being said, was there a plot to this movie? I don't remember there being anything vaguely resembling a plot.
Oh, yeah, there was. Shit blew up. That was the plot right there, and people fell.
Did any of you watch Get Smart? There was never a real plot to Get Smart. It was always a setup of, the baseline plot pulled from the 007 plot machine. Spin the wheel of Bond plots. Oh, look, it's an evil villain with an ice palace in the desert. Okay, write a show about that. It was that so that we could set up a number of cool gadgets, a bunch of silly little jokes, and that's what this was. This was about getting back to the roots of the show.
Can I tell you something, though? This was 2 hours long, not 30 minutes. So.
Yeah, and you know what? I laughed the whole time.
Oh, I heard you over there.
Yeah. Yes, clearly. Yeah, I laughed. It made me fucking laugh. I'm sorry you have no soul.
Yeah, I thought I was sitting next to a supervillain over there. I thought I was sitting next to Chaos. By the way, you asked us where we got touched. Where did you part your hair and show us where you got lobotomized as a kid?
Do that same joke.
Exactly. I'm just like, I know this is amusing, but is it that fucking funny? No.
Yes, it was funny.
If you're retarded, yes. They should have put you in the movie. You should have been Maxwell Smart.
This for the guys who gave us the review of Don't Forget to Zip Up the Zohan. Don't tell me that an Adam Sandler movie is funny and then bitch at me.
I would
I
tell you
enjoyed
that.
this
I tell you what,
movie.
Don't Mess with the Zohan was a lot funnier than this.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that's the comparison I was going to make, because Zohan is basically a super spy himself, and yet every joke, maybe not, okay, let me not get ahead of myself. Not every joke was funny, but all the spy jokes and the action humor actually worked, and it carried, and it was always funny. Now, with this movie, I would say this. They had a great cast, and everybody was cast perfectly, and they had a budget, and they had some good effects and some great stunts. So, what the fuck happened?
You know what happened? they forgot that they were making a comedy in some parts. They actually took this as a serious movie in some sections. Like when Maxwell Smart would look at, what's that chick's name? Anne Hathaway. And he'd look at it and they actually played that.
Fine Hathaway.
Oh, damn, boy, that girl. That was
cold whenever she was on screen, and you got that whole slow motion Dreamweaver thing
that's
going on.
That's what I was mad about. There was a moment where her robe looked like it slipped and she covered it right back up. I'm like,
I'm buying
God
a director's
damn it.
cut just in case.
yeah.
But you know, it's they have really serious romantic scenes in this movie. Like what's his name?
The Rock?
No, not The Rock.
Steve Carell?
Steve Carell looks at Anne Hathaway and he play that music. And it's like, oh, please, come on.
It did feel like with the string swelling. It's like this is really out of place for this movie. This movie, for what you're doing, to be packed, for 2 hours, it needs to be packed with jokes. And the jokes would come, and sometimes they'd be really funny, and other times they were just like MIA, just like, okay, comedy here, insert jokes right now.
Now, there were a few moments where, there were some jokes that just totally fell flat. Like, they deliver the joke, and you'd literally hear crickets in the theater because nobody would chuckle at that shit. The kids were like, boring. But I actually liked the bulk of the humor here. I thought it was really sharp. It was really funny. I liked all the character stuff. It amused me solidly. I had a lot of fun with it.
About a quarter of the jokes here were funny, but there were a few jokes here that were so funny, I kept laughing for a good 10 seconds after the joke was over, just still thinking about it. It feels like it was written by committee. Like there was 10 guys in a room, and 2 of them were really talented comedy writers, and the other ones wrote Meet the Spartans. It's just because so much of it
You
is
haven't even
awful.
watched Meet the Spartans. That's not fair.
Well, one of the guys.
Because I'm sure my criticism is not apt.
Dude, when you watch Meet the
Spartans,
Spartans, you will understand what kind of fucking wasteland of comedy that fucking
I
is.
gotta be with him on this. As bad as this, I thought. And first of all, I just thought this movie was just lame. I didn't think it was terrible. Right. You have not seen any horrors until you have watched Meet the Spartans. Don't even go there.
Okay, fair enough. Austin Powers, then.
Okay, all right.
See, and that's a fair assessment. Like, I know you guys didn't enjoy the third Austin Powers film at all.
No, I didn't enjoy getting a root canal. I hated the third Austin Powers.
See, I actually found some of that funny.
All right,
so.
look for that lobotomy scar. Look for it.
You know what? Why don't we just put a loop of people tripping and falling down steps or something for you? Because that's all this shit really is.
No, that's not what this shit was.
You make this shit like it's
very
shit.
subtle
I looked
humor
at
in
his
here.
DVR, and he had 3 years worth of America's Funniest Home Video.
I know, you making this shit sound like it's Hamlet or something. I enjoyed the depth of humor that was in the subtext of this movie. And I'm like, God damn, you watched the same movie, man? I didn't see it.
I think you hated this most of anybody, Corey. But, I thought it was fun enough in points that I didn't hate this. In fact, I downright enjoyed it.
I didn't hate it either. I tell you what, I liked the beginning, and there were small parts in the middle, and there was even because I'm gonna come out and say I'm giving this movie a rental, but there was about a few minutes near the end where they had that big car chase, and I was like, for this movie, this is actually kind of badass. I'm awake again.
Of course, it is rather unrealistic that Steve Carell could hold his own in a fist fight against anybody, much less the big Jaws-looking motherfucker he was going up against in one scene.
Well, besides that Jaws, guys, a lot of big guys in this movie. You got Terry Crews and The Rock, and then Patrick Warburton.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the deal? Is this like a guerrilla convention or a movie?
No, this is a convention of comedians from old TV shows that don't actually get to say anything. Do you see how many cameos there were in this film from people from shows like the State and things like that, who were just on screen for 2 seconds, who didn't even get any lines.
Right, to get a reaction shot.
Yeah, exactly. Why are you here?
And then Bill Murray, just popping in out of
but
nowhere.
that was so perfect what they did, because that was what one of the things I really liked about this is they took all the major old gags from the show, and we got one use of each of them. They never nailed any of them into the dirt where it was just like, okay, stop doing it. We get it. He missed it by that much. All of them got one good use. And Bill Murray got used in that perfect way where you'd have the mysterious spy show up in something innocuous and then a funny conversation. They did it once and let it drop.
See, I almost agree with you, because that is what they did. And it's probably better they didn't run into the ground. But it almost felt like this was like some comedy spy movie that was written without Get Smart in it at all. And once they got the name, they had a representative, Mel Brooks, there to say, okay, I have a list of Get Smart sticks, and you must include one of these in every 10 minutes.
Well, you have all these properties that people pick up. I mean, as far back as something like Dragnet. I mean, we had SWAT. You get people who take these properties and they just take the title.
Right.
And it is not true to whatever the source material was at all, really. And that's what this felt like to me. It felt like they really had to pad this out with what they felt like a bunch of just pretty still action scenes and jokes that didn't go anywhere.
Completely disagree.
We got that established already.
No. Yeah, but except I completely disagree with what you have to say. I think it actually totally nailed the soul of Get Smart and made a really entertaining Get Smart movie.
Okay.
I thought that where it failed the hardest is when it was the closest to the original show, to be honest. I thought the ways in which it changed it were the ways in which this film succeeded.
Let me ask you something. Wasn't Anne Hathaway like 16 last year?
Who cares?
I mean,
as long as she's legal now.
No, she's grown up a lot over the last like 5 or 6 years.
Did you not watch Brokeback Mountain?
Yeah, she's got a nude scene in Brokeback
Yeah,
Mountain.
and what was the one where she has like a full-on nude scene?
Is that
Havoc.
Oh, Havoc, yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
I've got that on my computer.
Damn.
I got it tattooed on my brain.
You can get that done?
No, I was just wondering because I was like, damn, I guess I'm still associating her with the
You still think of the Princess Bride.
Yeah, the
Princess Diaries.
The Princess Diaries.
Yeah, back in 2001, the girl's like 25 now.
Okay, shit.
Oh, she's too old for you, Corey.
I know exactly. That's what happened. I was like, that was wishful thinking. Wasn't she 16
she's
last
too
year?
old to watch our site.
Yeah, I was like, damn, hey, that's nice. She still looks like she's about 16, man. That's why I was feeling guilty.
And
But
that's
That's
likes
why
about
she rocks.
That's what he likes about these actresses. They just keep getting older, and he just stays the same.
yeah, that big dude in the movie was that his face or was that a prosthetic? He got a
That's
big moon
steroids,
face.
dude.
No,
That's hardcore
He looked
steroids.
like the guy Jaws from the James Bond movies. He had that
Isn't
same-
he a wrestler? Isn't this guy a wrestler?
He's
He
gotta
looks
be.
I
familiar.
was gonna say I don't know what the hell else he's gonna do. He's not a school teacher.
Yeah, no,
He's, you know what?
He's
I
the
think,
curator of a
I think
museum.
he's sitting there going, "That Mac Tonight gig will come back eventually.
no,
Mac Tonight will be cool again."
I think he has a very promising career as an Abercrombie and Fitch model if he really, really applies himself.
The big and tall,
Big and tall head.
big and freakishly tall.
Big and tall chin. But yeah, like I said, this movie, not a total disaster for me. I really enjoyed the beginning. I really enjoyed the end of it. And there was some parts in the middle where I chuckled, but overall, they really didn't do anything with it that I thought was worthy of the original, and that's why I give it a matinee. I mean, I'm sorry. I give it a, quit pulling your mind tricks on me, Carla.
I'm sitting. It's a matinee. It's a matinee. These aren't the droids you're looking for. These aren't the droids we're looking for.
It's a matinee.
Okay,
No,
now-
I give it a rental.
Knowing that Carlo is not, in fact, a Jedi and passed all his did not pass his preliminary exams,
Shut
I would
up,
say
Padawan.
check yourself for injection marks because there are clearly drugs involved there. Now, you know what? There's a lot of fail here. In fact, there's some epic fail here, but there are so many moments that did make me laugh really hard, and there's a certain amount of charm to the way that Carell decides to play Maxwell Smart here as the guy. He's not totally incompetent. He is likable. That I'm actually going to give this a low matinee. It's not something I would want to rush out and see again, but it's hard for me to be but so critical of it.
I think charm is a saving grace because you do end up liking the characters. You pull for this movie. You want it to work. You love these actors and they all work really well in their roles. And that's why it hurts so bad when it starts to fail because it starts so strongly. And yeah, there's a lot of fail, and it's just too bad because you see like, man, this could have been one of those franchises that could have kept going at least for another movie. I got to go rental on it as well.
Epic fail my ass. This movie is
Better than sex.
Or I don't have to record this. I mean,
Okay, then yeah, I'm not like,
Come on, you don't like you're stepped on.
I know. That's why I'm taking glee in this shit right now. Go ahead, man. Damn, you looking like the audience that saw this movie tonight.
full price.
Okay, you can go ahead and elaborate. What do you got to say?
Full price.
Okay, all right. Y'all ready?
That's it? You're just mad, so you're just going to say full price? Elaborate, for God's sakes. Be a professional.
The audience wants to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, exactly.
I really fucking enjoyed it. It was really good. I give it a full price.
All right. No, there you go. I think that's the most succinct we've seen you in a long time. All right, now we're doing outtakes here just to see if we can pump up the animation a little bit, and you guys are privy to it. So, Leon over there laughing.
The fact is, we really aren't that funny.
Yeah.
We recorded it first, and then we stopped.
Did you cut your mic off? I turned mine off. Yeah. Sound like you're in a cave over there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, because we're actually not really all that funny.
Well, speak for yourself.
No. I mean, to be honest, we record these things and then stop and then go look in some joke books and start watching some old sitcoms.
Exactly.
To fill them out.
Yeah, we got a whole stack of Mad Magazine over here that we're going to thumb through for inspiration.
See, I'm
Wait,
the
hold
one-
on. Oh, I'm sorry. I
okay.
started a little bit late. Go ahead.
Oh, Now, see, I'm the one who used to watch this first run. You test tube babies don't know nothing about no goddamn Get Smart. I know all the catchphrases, every last one of them.
All right, Grandpa, sit your ass down.
Yeah, we're very
Missed
proud
it
of
by
you.
that much. Would you believe? Oh, sorry about that, Chief. I got 1 million of them.
Yeah, we'll get someone to change your diapers as soon as the review is over, Grandpa.
Go
We'll
ahead.
get someone to change your diapers for you as soon as the review is over there, Grandpa.
One more time.
We'll get somebody to change your diapers for you as soon as the review is over there, Grandpa.
Oh, Carl.
We're going out. He likes the movie.
Oh, you guys leave him alone. He looks so sad.
Oh, he's gonna cry. Are you gonna cry? Are you gonna cry?
And let's not forget your boy Cyrus. General Zod was in this movie.
General Zod for president, dude.
Oh, that's funny. They bring in Terrence Stamp to be the villain Siegfried, but it's like they kept forgetting he was in the movie because you go a whole hour without him showing up. And then when he did, like, he forgot he was in the movie.
Yeah.
He's still reading lines from Superman 2. You know, he's got a big guy with a jaw. He's bossing around. I kept expecting that guy to go like, dude, you know you're not really General Zod, right?
It's because, let's face it, the plot to this movie was the tertiary concern at best for the makers of it. And every once in a while they went, I guess we should tell the story. And they're like, all right, wheel Terrence Stamp out here again to deliver a menacing line.
But his
okay,
na-
now put him back in the closet.
His name was, Siegfried?
Siegfried.
You know that he was in a line reading, and they told him, okay, you're going to play a German in this. And he's like, thy name is Siegfried. My name's, oh, fuck this. I'm not talking in a German accent.
I'm the bloody limey. Why should I be German?
It's like,
What
he's
the
gotta-
fuck kind of accent was that?
I don't know.
He's got to belong to what if he
But it was better than his.
Yeah, it was. You got that right.
what if he belongs to some club with like John Voight and Malcolm McDowell of the older elder statesman actors who didn't make it? The guys who they ain't Patrick Stewart, they're not gonna be,
It looked like he was in a daze the whole movie. Like he was just there to get a check.
Well, come on. What other reason would you have for taking that role? Certainly not to further your artistic endeavors.
But it looked like he had like sniffed a little pint of airplane glue before he walked on the set because he just had that blank look in his eyes the whole time. I'm like, man, does he even know what the fuck he is right now?
Well, I really did feel like he wasn't preparing for the role at all. Like he was on the side eating a turkey sandwich and they would just tap him on the shoulder and he would just get up there and say the first thing that came off the top of his head.
Yes, I will kill you, Maxwell.
Which was,
Smart.
I guess, actually the first thing to come off the top of his head would have been that white hair piece.
That damn cockatoo he had on top of his head. And it seemed just like yesterday. A nice, fresh-faced, young Anne Hathaway. Wasn't she like 16 last year?
Of course, now that she's in her 20s, she's too old for you. So
That
I'll just take her for myself. Thank you. Because this woman is so hot. I got to tell you, I've always liked Anne Hathaway, right? But in this movie, there's something about her that Scarlett Johansson better watch out.
Like breast?
I mean, the whole damn package, the lips, the breast, everything. I'll take it all, put it in a bucket, take it home. I'm going to eat it.
Damn.
With a nice Chianti.
Give me a bucket of Anne Hathaway, extra crispy.
It's like, man, no matter how much I think you can't get creepier, you shoot past you have a personal best every week.
Do you realize how much more these audio recordings will be worth when they find all the bodies in my backyard?